see my screen or no? Did
Yeah.
that work?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect.
We just can't see the bottom of it. We can see the top.
Okay, just the top. That's perfect.
Okay.
So I'll start out a little bit about myself. I own a small business like you guys do. It's called Strategic Sidekick. And my mission is to make heroic brands happen. So what I love to do is take small businesses and really make them big. And it doesn't matter if you're big in revenue or size, but really making your brand big. And a lot of times, as a small business owner, you might feel that you don't have the resources or the money or the time to invest in your brand like a big company would. But I would really challenge all of you to focus there and then follow with your plan. So today I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about two things in building your brand. And the first step would be identifying your brand, and the second step would be identifying your plan. I've been doing marketing for over 15 years. I've done everything from big commercial clients to small bakery in Tampa, a photographer in Idaho. So kind of a big wide range of different clients, but it all boils down to the same thing every single time. Is people have a connection with your brand. And in this case, your brand is you. And when I first met Allie, we talked a little bit about the 21-day fix and about Beachbody, but that's not why I signed up. I signed up because I was signing up with Allie. I wanted her, I wanted what she had to offer, and I wanted what I liked in her Facebook page, her posts. She's the one who sold me on the 21-day fix, not the 21-day fix. And I'm sure that that's probably the same for most of you, that people, your participants, are buying into you and what you have to offer them. So kind of in identifying your brand, make it a person. When you're thinking about a brand, whether it's Apple or Nordstrom's or Nike, they all have personified themselves with certain colors, what you feel, the style, everything you can think about that you want to be or that you are, that's your personification. So I like to say the brand is always what? And if we're talking Apple, the brand is always clean. It's always high-tech, modern. Think about, just brainstorm a bunch of different feelings and emotions that your brand is. Is it always passionate, cutting edge? What kind of things can you say about your coaching style, Beachbody, the 21-day fix, all of the different products that are offered? What is a brand always? So that's kind of your fill in the blank, but that will help you personify that. The same thing with color. Colors, evoke emotion in people. Is it bright, cheerful? Think about what somebody would want in a coach, in your brand, and narrow that down into colors of what your brand might look like when it comes to logos and everything else. Same thing with the emotion and the style. If it's clean, a lot of times I think especially when you're doing the challenge, it's very goal-oriented steps. There's things that you must follow. And there's also a little bit of a declutter. So think about, is your brand cluttered? Is it going to take away from any of your messaging? So that would be part of your brand style that you really want to consider when you're identifying your brand. And then my big WTF is why the font. I have a huge issue with multiple fonts or fonts that don't match your brand. So let's say you want to be modern, clean, cutting edge. You always are introducing new workouts, Orangetheory, CrossFit, but then yet all of your branding shows up with Times New Roman. So think about what font is easy to read, but also shows what you're trying to promote in your brand. So that's my big WTF, making sure all of those things really speak what your brand is. So once you kind of have thought about what you want your brand to look like, taste like, smell like, feel like, think about all those things, and kind of then you would move on to your next step, which would be creating your logo and your look. So your look is this, your font is this. Once you've got all of those things, I want you to really think about what your elevator speech is. And that's your 30 seconds. If you were in an elevator with somebody, what would you say about your brand? What would you say about your coaching? And that's something that you should have off the top of your head to always be able to say, if someone says, what do you do? Well, I make heroic brands happen. That's what I do. Allie would talk about being imperfectly balanced from the inside out. That's your 30 seconds or quick note that you can email somebody. That's your elevator speech. And the reason why I do it this way is because I like to get your brand, make it a person, think about what that person's like. Now you're thinking about what that person says. And the next part would be your missions and values. And really it's what that person or brand stands for. And your mission can be very simple. It can be, we find small businesses and we make them great. That's our mission. For coaching, it could be, I change lives through healthy eating and great exercise habits. Think about what you do, and that's your mission. Your values are what your brand stands for. So your values could be something like cutting edge exercise. You value healthy eating. Things like that. Maybe it's time, maybe it's family, maybe it's health. Kind of start to create all this from the top down. And once you're done, I would recommend that everyone have a set of brand standards. And to me, that means 2 or 3 colors, your primary color, your secondary color, and 2 or 3 fonts. You don't ever want to have more than 3 fonts on any type of promotional advertising, anything that you're doing. Don't confuse your customer. You want them to always see your brand and what it looks like. And I know it's really fun on Instagram and when we're posting things on Facebook to want to try new fonts and add new things, but to add to kind of your keeping your brand the same every single time, I would suggest getting the brand standards and keeping them. It doesn't mean you can't do something really fun for Thanksgiving and do something different, but there's a reason why Target is the same in every single Target. You know where to go for the dollar bins. You know where to go for the Halloween items. Everybody knows that a Target is going to be the same no matter where you go. And you kind of want that same feeling for your brand. So that's the whole, in a nutshell, identifying your brand. And the reason I do it this way is because then you're going to go on to your next things, your plan, and it's going to be really easy. So if you've got your brand, your elevator speech, your logo, everything looking great, it's really easy to build your website because all you do is plug and play. You know what the brand looks like, you know what the colors are, you know what your logo looks like. Oh, elevator speech, mission statement, here it is, done. And that's part of your plan. So starting with your mission that you've described, your values, and then really the next part that a lot of people forget is to try to work some philanthropy into your plan if you can. It may mean something like every year you take on one new client for free for 30 days. Or if you call the local high school and say, hey, I want to come give a 10-minute talk about healthy eating. Think about what you can do to give back, because the really strong brands always have a philanthropic arm to them. Could be small, could be big. Think about a way that you could give back. That's just my suggestion, take it or leave it. But I always see the really strong brands have that arm. And the next part of it would be making sure that you have goals. And you all know, everyone in this business knows that that's the most important thing you can do to achieve your weight loss goals. Well, the same thing is true for your branding. I would go 3 years, 1 year, and then monthly. And it's really hard when you're starting a new business to say, how am I going to do everything? How am I going to, I would start really simple. Make sure goals are simple, the SMART acronym. Measurable. Are they attainable? Are they realistic? And are they timely? So just like the 21-day fix, there's a set amount of time in your goal. Do the same thing in your plan, and it can be very simple. For example, Ali just posted up the calendar, and I think he said 3 people a day, touching 3 people a day. That's the goal. Work those goals into your plan. Is the goal that you want to sign up or bring on 3 new coaches underneath you? That's the goal. So if that's your goal for the year, then what does that mean you have to hit for the quarter? What does that mean you have to hit for the month? And what can you do in the week to get to the big goal? So definitely write your goals down, and they can certainly change. So you've got your brand, you've got your plan, and now the whole part of doing it. And how do you map it out, and how do you not get overwhelmed? So a couple of tricks that I like. Social media is really, really scary to some people, and there's a lot of it out there. You might be thinking, how am I going to spend time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever? First of all, think about your target audience. Are you a coach that has predominantly 20s, 30s, people that are on the phone? That right there tells you, okay, most people are not going to be going to a computer to look on to your website. So your website needs to be responsive. And that means that you can do it on a mobile phone, a tablet, anything else. So make sure that you're thinking about your audience when you're creating your web. But also think about where your clients are that you have and where the clients are that you want to have. If it's Instagram, spend your time there. If it's Facebook, spend your time there. And even that in itself can be a little bit daunting, because you think, how am I going to spend all this time on Facebook or Instagram when I also want to do my personal Facebook and my personal Instagram? I break it down into thirds, the social media rule of thirds. And when you're posting things as a business, think about it this way. I'm going to post 33% original content. I'm going to post 33% about Imperfectly Balanced, if I'm Ali, and what my business and my company does, what I can offer. That's my 33%. Your next 33%, post something in the industry. So that takes away from some of your time. So if your 33%, first 33% was your original content. The next 33% is something in the industry. So it could be Beachbody news. It could be something about and it could be something in the industry but related to a new workout that has nothing to do with Beachbody at all. It could be in the newest craze, you know, the next big thing in working out. And your next 33% can be shared from someone else. So a retweet or a quote or something inspirational. That's how I like to look at social media. So then if you think about that, only really you've taken down what seems really daunting, and you're really only in charge of your 33% original video, whatever that might be. And the other 66 is either finding something easy that's industry related, or taking something that somebody great, even a teammate did, and reposting it. So that's kind of my little bonus on social media. And then a couple of websites to check out. I don't know if I'm running tight yet or not, but try Canva. It's a great website, and everything is already built in for you as far as sizing goes. So if you're looking for a Facebook background or a profile, you go to Canva, and all the dimensions, 100 by 100 pixels, it's already ready for you, and they have templates and really cheap backgrounds. If you need to create something, if you want to put your favorite quotes up there, use Canva as an option. Another email I have written down here that's on the, or excuse me, website I have written down here that's on the flyer is namecheckchk.com. If you're thinking about your name for your company and you can't decide on what you want it to be, go here and you'll see that A, it's available across all platforms, or B, if your name is Tom Smith Fitness, you might see that it's taken up 92% of the time, and you might want to think of something else. So whether or not you want to do Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, everything today, if I were you, I would check on namecheck.com and make sure you've at least ruled out the possibility of never being able to have it. And the last website that I love is Campaign Monitor. It's just a really reasonable, cheap alternative to MailChimp as far as sending out e-blasts or anything like that. If you're doing success stories, before and afters, specials, anything like that where you think, okay, I might want to just even thank my clients at Thanksgiving, it's a nice way. It's like $9 for up to 500 emails, and you can send it out. And they have really nice, clean, mobile-friendly templates for you to use. So I'm sorry if I took up too much time.
No, it was perfect.
That's my quick and easy branding 101.
I love it. It's so good. And you know what? I think my favorite, the two things I loved was the elevator speech, and I loved the social media, the 3 things for social media, because I know that a ton of my coaches ask me all the time, like they stumble over their words, and they're like, well, what do I say when they ask me about this? And sometimes they don't know what to say to potential, challengers. And I think this is so helpful to think, like, what would you say in 30 seconds? Like, what's your elevator speech? Because obviously that's what's going to draw them in, what you're going to say in those 30 seconds. And especially a lot of new coaches, they don't know what to say. So I love that. And then, for us as coaches, social media is what we do. I mean, and I know that the longer you're in this business, you sometimes get stuck on what you should post about, and you kind of feel like you run out of material. So I love that if you focus on that one original, one industry, and then one shared from someone else, I love that because it kind of helps you stay on track, and you don't feel like you're posting shake pictures at every single post and every single day. So I love that. That's awesome. And you guys, with Laura too, on the sheet, she does websites. And I know for me, if you guys have seen my website, she's going to help me revamp that to be more business-like. Mine's very bloggish, which is great. It's been wonderful for me, but I want something more streamlined, so she's going to help me with that. So for some of you that are really serious about making this a brand and creating a name for yourself, whether it's, Team Upgraded or Imperfectly Balanced or, whatever your brand is, she can help you create a website. So she knows what we do. She knows our mission. She knows a lot of our goals. So contact her. If you guys need help creating a blog or a website, she can help you do that. She's a mom. She has 2 kids. She runs her own business from home. So she has told me, and I've talked to her about how many of you want to create a website, you just don't know how. And she can really be that middle person for you to help get established. And obviously she knows what she's talking about. Hello, awesome. I love these tips. So I'm going to ask if any of you guys have questions for Laura about branding, about attracting viewers. If you have questions for her, unmute yourself and ask away. Don't be shy. Gwen, you got a question? Hold on. You guys can't talk for some reason. Let me see why. Hold on. Okay, you're all unmuted.
Thank you. How do we get in touch with Laura? Does she have an email address, or if we wanted to talk to her about a website or something like that, or do we contact you, Allie, and you give her?
Who's singing? Someone's singing or
Yeah,
humming.
the website is strategicsidekick.com. And my email is Laura at.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I'll print this out and get it.
Someone's singing on our call. You gotta mute yourself. You guys hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Trying to get somebody to sleep.
Oh, okay. I was like,
That's not me. It's not me. But I have one to sleep. That was probably trying to get somebody to sleep.
Oh, hey, Angie.
Hey, Gwen.
That's my new coat.
hi, Angie.
I've been kind of bad this week, but we're getting it back. I haven't been able to do a whole lot, so we're starting. We got to get it. I got to talk to you, Gwen.
Okay.
So all you guys can see down here, this is Laura's contact number, okay? If you want to get a website going, if you want to change it around, if you want help with branding, reach out to her because she knows what she's doing. And, you know, I'm going to have her help me, even though I have a website up, because I want to change it up and make it more streamlined, honestly. So
I think I'll just add to that, Allie. That's an okay thing to do too. I think people, once they get their brand, they sometimes get nervous about changing it.
Yeah.
But change, it's good. It's okay to change. It's okay to refresh. If you don't like it, and even though you started and you've been doing the same thing for 9 months, if there's something about your brand you don't like, it's okay to start over
and change it up, you know. It's true. Well, my call to action for all of you is going to be based off of the elevator speech. For my team, Nicolette can do whatever her call to action is if she wants to. Oh, I'm going to meet you guys. All you guys talking. Hold on. Okay, you're all muted. My call to action for all of you is your elevator speech. 30 seconds. If you are my coach on my team, I want you this week, you have until the end of the week to post your elevator speech. 30 seconds. You need to make a video and post it in our team page of what your elevator speech might be. 30 seconds. So you have to post a video of your elevator speech. And also, along with that, I want you to post your mission for your team, for you as a coach. Just like she said, it's one sentence. It's explaining who you are as a coach, what your mission is. So I want you to think about that. Obviously, mine is, you know, finding your balance, you know, becoming imperfectly balanced from the inside out, which allows me to give room to elaborate that to people when they ask about the mission. But I want you to think this week. Think about what your mission is, why you want to help people, and post that along with your elevator speech and tag your coach in it. If that's me, tag me, tag Nicolette, or tag Lacey or Stacy, whoever your coach is, Gwen, and let us watch that elevator speech, because so many of us get asked what we do, and I truly believe that your elevator speech, like what Laura was saying, is what can get someone to join your community. Truly, it gets them excited about what you're doing, what your cause is, what your mission is. So that's my call to action. So you actually have two call to actions from me, for my team. Planting the seeds is your call to action for the next 3 months, 3 a day, every day, till December 31st. And then your call to action regarding Laura's incredible post on branding is I want you to post your 30-second elevator speech and tag me along with your 1-sentence mission statement regarding your brand. And that is it. Laura, thank you seriously so much. I'm going to unmute everyone. Thank you so much, Laura. It was such a
thank you for hosting.
No, thank you. It was awesome. Like, I have notes all over my paper. Like, I love it.
Great.
So, thank you so much.
I want to hear the speeches too. You have to share some of them with me.
Oh, yeah, you'll be in the coach group, so you'll be able to see them all. So, you can give feedback, Laura.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay, so it's 9:34. We did go with time. So, if anyone has questions about anything, Nicolette's on the call, some of her other coaches. We have like a combo team call. If you guys have any questions, ask away. If not, we're done.
Lost control of the reins a little bit, and then right after that, Chris, you made this face like, oh no. But otherwise,
I
I
don't
think
have questions.
Yeah, our best.
Mute yourself if you don't have questions.
Chris, you do.
So I got cut off. My phone died, so
Yeah.
I missed out on like maybe like 10 minutes of it. Quick question.
Yeah.
Now, with her like helping with like websites and all that stuff, that's like outside of what we have already, right?
Yeah.
That's basically like, so like your Imperfectly Imbalanced website would be like the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's really for if you have a brand, like say you want to branch out, like I had my website Imperfectly Balanced up and running before I even became a coach.
Gotcha.
I was doing that before I became a coach. I know Nicolette has a website. She has a blog that's up. You know, a lot of coaches will venture into that way just for more exposure when they want to make more posts. I know Anna has one too, but they take a lot of work. And I had the advantage of having mine created before I became a coach, so it was kind of easy for me just to fill in the coaching aspect. But for all of you right now, I will say that, in my opinion, creating a website, the amount of time it takes is a lot of work. And I would rather you connect with 3 people a day and post on Facebook than create a website, my opinion.
I agree.
But I also believe that it can bring in a lot of people, public, that are searching the search engines, looking for stuff, and it can find you. I've had that happen a lot for me. So I would say that if you're going to go this route, if you can have someone like her that can help you, that's what I would do. If I would have done it over, that's what I would do. And like I said, she's going to actually revamp my entire website so that it doesn't look like a blog, so it's more a self-sufficient running business where I don't have to blog every day. Because that's one thing about blogging is with a blogger, if people go on there and see that you posted 6 months ago, they're not going to think there's relevant information, so they're not going to come back and view it. So I would say if it's something you're serious about, especially for those of you that are growing to diamond, and for those of you that are making this a brand, I would consider making a website or a blog.
Okay.
And I know she said that she would do stuff specifically for coaches. Somehow, I don't know what she's going to do, but she, obviously she's going to be on our team soon, so she knows what we do. So I would reach out to her and just talk to her, send her an email and see what she thinks. If you look at people like Becca Robinson is an incredible coach. She's under Lindsay Matway. If you compare Melanie Mitro, Lindsay Matway, and Becca Robinson's websites, hands down, Becca Robinson stands out because it speaks business maven. It's incredible. But it was professionally done. It looks professional. And if I wasn't a coach and I saw her page, I would want to join her team just from her page because it's so.
What's her name again, Allie?
Becca Robinson, B-E-C-K-A Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N. And there's a difference. You see blogger like me, and then you see her and you think she's legit, like really. And from what Laura said, her website was super cheap and it's easy to run after it's put together. Someone has to get it up and running and establish it. So That's why I brought Laura onto the call, to give you guys ideas on how to brand. And no, you don't have to have a website. I say hands down, most important, sharing on your Facebook page or Instagram is your number one priority. The website's just extra. That's it. But the branding, though, everything she talks about for branding, the social media, the personifying with the fonts, the colors, your picture, that stuff stands out. I mean, it truly does. You know, that's everything. So it was really awesome. And also the mission part of it for you guys. You all know that I love to host meetups, monthly meetups. That's something that I do for free. And I would encourage all of you, the philanthropic, which she was talking about, that do something that's ministry based, that's giving back to someone. Because in this business, we are helping people, but we are charging them. We are. And if we're all in this to help people, there's no better way to show that by giving back, whether that's giving out free t-shirts, whether that's sponsoring one person a month in your challenge group, whether that's hosting a free meetup. You know, think about that, because that really goes far with people, showing that you're willing to give back and serve them without a dollar figure. It really does make a big difference. So I loved that aspect of her identify the plan. Hands down, one of my favorite parts as well. So any other questions?
That's good too, how you said to do it ministry based. And that's something I was talking about with my pastor when we were on our retreat. And because I was telling him how Lexi was quitting, you know, how she's going to try to pursue this full time and stuff like that. So he actually threw it in there that, you know, as we start moving along, he goes through with quitting her job and doing that, that's something that they may want to bring into the church, and which would be huge. Yeah. So I'm kind of, you know, praying that the Lord gives me favor with that, and I know he will. But because we have St. P. Christian too, that's our school that the church owns. So I mean, that would just be like something that would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And
people, you know, it's just like with people that are nonprofit, people are attracted to givers, bottom line, and they are attracted to heart. And when you lead with your heart as a coach, and when you're willing to put others above the dollar sign, it makes a difference. And honestly, I believe that it comes back triple, quadruple fold in the long run for you.
Oh, definitely.
You know, so I love that aspect of it, because that's a part of branding too. You know, people want to know that you have a mission, that you have a ministry to help and serve others, and it's not just a money-making business. Truly. So awesome. Any other questions? I'm so glad Nicolette can get on the call.
Yeah, this was great. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Nicolette, I encourage all of you to get a success partner. Me and Nicolette have been with each other since the beginning, and I wouldn't have made it without her. So get a success partner that understands you, that can listen to you complain, that can listen to you celebrate your victories, bounce ideas off of, because it makes a huge difference in this business to have someone like that. It really does. That gets you. So, and I can help you. Nicolette can help you, pair you up with someone if you ever need that. So that's it. We're done. So you know your call to actions. I have this recorded, so if you guys want to go back and hear what she says, but you know your call to action, and Laura will be in our team page, so she will watch those calls or those elevator speeches. So all of you, Angie, Lacey, Stacy, Anna, Gwen, Nick, all of those people on my team I'm looking at right now, get your elevator speech. Gwen, Christina, Megan.
You said Gwen twice.
Oh, I did? Okay. I'm like looking across. Elizabeth, I want to hear that elevator speech. So that is it. Love you guys.
Do we need elevator music?
Sure. You can add music in if you want. And don't forget this, people. The Plant to Seeds, you can print it out. I'm doing it with you. So Lululemon gift card for my top 2 coaches that have it completely finished.
Yay.
So get it done. That's it, ladies and men, gentlemen. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.